I was surprised by this imagery, even for me, because my pictures are often quite strange. But the prompt for this one was the Virgin Mary, who is also known as the Queen of Heaven, the Star of the Sea. So I expected some watery imagery, especially because a lot of my pictures do feature blue. But this very much looks like countryside, hill, roots, and I guess a tree, but with snakes, tree of life. I did read that sometimes Mary was depicted in green as a reference to this idea of the new Eve, of bringing life. This circle on the left looks a little bit like an omega symbol. It's got a snake in it with its tongue poked out, and then two bits dangling down at the bottom. And then protruding through her abdomen, this sort of comes out, and there's what looks like a head on the end of it. Also looks a bit like a head with a nest on top, which makes sense in this idea of family. In hieroglyphs, the letters NST can mean seat. It's symbolised by a stand that you would place a jar or pot on top of. On the far right hand side is what looks like a very funky snake's head with three protrusions. One on the left looks like a squirrel. Actually, I think possibly they all are. I was going to say it's a bird, but there are three squirrels. A trinity. Snake from the forehead would be a uraeus, but this is coming out of her abdomen. And so I think snake or cobra refer to lady, Nebet, NBT. The main torso goes up into like a letter Y. There's no actual head, with what looks suspiciously like a penis coming out of the top of her head. And I thought she was supposed to be a virgin. The penis is closely associated with the god Min, was associated with fertility and the prickly lettuce. You can see lots of roots here, a couple of birds in the ground. Also see it's like a sycamore seed kind of thing underneath this bird, so it's forming an X. The X shape inside a circle in hieroglyphs is a city or village with a crossroad, which is also Newt, NIWT. Often refers to a city by the Nile or a river. There's just another bird off to the far right as well. Very human looking face. For this one, I didn't want to paint the background. I debated painting the whole thing yellow. I had lots of sunshine, but that didn't feel right. I added these random lines. One of them there looks like the glyph for Aries. The rest, there's a focus on the number 3, and then some wiggly lines, a bit like Aquarius. From what I can see, Min didn't have a direct counterpart, Amun and Amunet. Although if there was, it would be Minute, or Mint if you just add a T, which referred to the bird swallow. To the left of the part that's the head, not sure what that's meant to represent apart from stalk. It does form like a W shape in Cassiopeia. So my janky interpretation is, I am the design seat of the Trinity of Our Lady Nut, protector of the swallow. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe.